more life, more blessings. You know the vibes. We outside. Do it for the love. Episode 21. You know me, Eric Buddy Davis. I'm in the building, and my co-host,
Spitfire.
By my side as always. And you know how we start off our show, man. We're feeling good, feeling great, feeling good, and we hope you are too. For all of the people that's been watching us, following, continue to hit that like button, subscribe, tap in with us. We need you. We go as far as the people take us, so we're gonna keep giving you this good content. But you know how we start our show, my brother. What's that temperature feeling like on this beautiful, beautiful day?
Beautiful. Good. As always, you know, I'm happy to be here. This episode 21. 21 means a lot. For me, my birthday's on the 21st as well. Our guest has a connection to the number 21. So we always find a special connection in all of our episodes. But I'm feeling good. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm feeling great, bro. Episode 21. I'm feeling good. I'm going to be dropping our ad-libs all night on God. But you know I feel good, bro. We are progressing. We moving forward. I'm just blessed to be here. I ain't gotta really go too much, like you said, man. We happy, we smiling, man. Like what we call them, light up, loving, smiley, loving. You know, anything positive and happy. Yeah. But we feeling great. We got a special guest tonight. But before we get into that, you know, we got to start our show off with our topic. And episode 21 is for the love of response. Now that can have a lot of different takes on it. So as usual, we're gonna give you the book, you know, Google definition, and then we'll get into how we feel about it. And then we'll keep it moving.
For sure.
Response. A verbal or written answer. Also, a reaction to something. Response is a reaction to a question, experience, or some other type of stimulus. If you cry in sad movies, you're having an emotional response to the drama that's taking place in front of you on screen. A response can also come in many different forms, like responding to an emergency situation or just a simple request from a friend, family member, child, or coworker. So before I go deeper into how I feel about response, let's talk for the level of response.
When I think about response, like you said, I think about reactions to things, and the way we respond can come off in different ways, or sometimes we shouldn't even respond at all.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm anxious to get into this episode and see how response plays a huge role in the community. But as far as me, I have to do a lot of responding professionally, whether that's through emails or through calls.
Right.
Sometimes my work is speaking volumes towards a cause or something that may affect me, and that's me responding without going to social media or speaking on it. Sometimes I have to let my paintbrush be the voice, you know what I'm saying? And that's the way that I respond, and I voice my frustrations or
through your art.
Yeah, through that way. So response is just a word that's so simple but can go off in many ways. And like I said, I'm excited to break it down tonight. Got you.
For me, I wrote it down. Response can be a lot of different things, but the first thing I think of is responses in battle rap. Like coming up in the era of love and hip hop, when somebody, you know, set the foundation of a beef, you know, slide that line in right now, Kendrick is the hot thing with his bars towards Drake and Cole on like that. Shout out to the song, the album, Future Metro. But everybody's waiting for Drake and Cole. Everybody's waiting for the response. I also wrote down that when I think of response, I think about vibes and songs, how DJs or artists that's on stage respond to the crowd. Or like when you put out an album and you're trying to test which is going to have better performance value. Or when you go on to a stage as a comedian, like a Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, they'll tell you all the time, even right now while they still do arenas, they'll go to the Comedy Factory or a little small club and test their jokes. They want to see how the small audience respond before they take it to a bigger stage. So it's so many different ways to talk about response, and our guest tonight has a different way of responding to things, and we'll get into that. But yeah, bro, that's really how I feel about it. Anything else you would like to touch on about response?
You know how we always, you know, big each other up and throw the oop. You just made me think about comeback stories. Like when you think about some of the best stories, or especially in sports, we just saw the women's national basketball tournament and the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese story, right?
From last year's championship.
And it just makes that second year that much better because, you know, somebody like Caitlin Clark could have folded and bowed out, but, you know, it makes you hit the gym harder, makes you work out a little bit more. And now you back and you get to respond. And now your story from the present is now bigger than the story before. So it gives everybody that chance to give that comeback story and show you what you're really made of. So responding in those type of ways is something I'm always for.
And I'll leave that topic with this to our audience. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So it's always great to be as, on top of things as you can before you hit a moment where it's too late to respond. So I just want to say, stay vigilant and stay on top of your game. That way you'll always be ready with a response. Moving forward, you know how we like to do. This spot will soon be filled by people that want to be commercial, or have commercials, or have their businesses promoted. But this is our sponsor highlight. And tonight I'm going to go with one of my favorite group of individuals in their company, which is the Sandlot DC. The founders of the Sandlot DC are Ian Callender, and I hope I pronounced your name right, Scooty, Kevin Hollums, aka Uncle Scooty. The Sandlot DC is a multi-dimensional shipping container bar and event space with locations in Georgetown, Anacostia, Buzzard Point, and Outpost and Tysons in Virginia. Their venues are reflections of each and every community that they launch in and the community's equal values, and they represent their culture and commerce that further impacts our creative economy. First thing I think of when I think about these brothers is when Skip died, Brittany Skipper, Pilar. We were looking for places to throw a party to celebrate her birthday because we were already in works to celebrate her birthday party. And obviously she passed from a brain aneurysm, and we were looking for places, trying to figure out how we're going to get this event off. And these brothers stepped up and was like, man, y'all throw the event here. We don't even want nothing. We just, people got to come out, pay bar and all that. But, from that moment on, I've been fans of those brothers. And I like to look at them as like, mentors, because I feel like I can reach out to them and ask for things if I need it, but I really don't like to waste time with people that I know is busy until it's something I really need. So I want y'all on the show, and we already talked about it. I know that's going to come soon, but if y'all have never ever been to any of the Sandlot locations in DC, please check it out. It started out something they just did for, I think, All-Star Weekend for the baseball, MLB, and it grew into a whole brand and a business and a thing. And they have many other companies that they're behind. So please go follow, check out Ian Callender, Uncle Scooty, great dudes, Sandlot.
Shout out.
For sure. So, moving forward, from there on, we're all about the love, but sometimes we got to talk about the things that we do not love.
For sure.
And this is our Love to Not Love segment, where we highlight things that aren't our first choice, and we may not HATE these things, but it's not something that you'll ever see highlighted on our show. So I'll let the lover himself kick off Love to Not Love.
My first Love to Not Love today, and amongst the topic of responding, is people who you send text messages to who don't respond within 48 hours and don't respond even after that, but then when they see you, they want to bring it up like, oh, I seen your text and whatever the excuse was. Come on, y'all, that's disrespectful. Like, we got to be better with our communication. And I'm one of them people that have forgotten or got super busy, but when I see you, or I'm going to try to go through my text and try to respond, but I'm not going to bring up the text if I see you. Like, that shit is just
just let it go.
Yeah.
I've gotten worse with responding. I'm trying to get better, but I will say from what you said, I can't stand when a person does not respond to my text, but I see them on Instagram actively at the moment. Like on Facebook posting at the moment, I'm like, most people aren't on Facebook on their computer or their tablet.
Yeah.
You're on your phone. So I do feel a way about that, so I'm with you on that Love to Not Love. My first one for the night is, I love to not love people that call things trash. Like, even if you really think it's trash, I just feel like we could come up with a better word. Especially when we're talking about art. Some actions and some things are trash. Like nasty, negative people. And I can agree. I think everybody should agree that that's trash. People that just treat people bad for no reason, stuff like that. But if it's their art or a song, like it's somebody that might like that record. So to call it trash, just say it's not for you. Just say it's not your choice. I know my friends like to call me a politician because I never have a strong stance on things. But I understand the sensitivity in reacting. So when you listen to things, give it a moment, give it time. It's just like we're quick to call stuff classics, just how quick we are to call stuff trash. Give things time to grow.
The word that get thrown around a lot more than it should be is trash and goat.
Yes.
Two opposites, but people just constantly.
That shows you how far people take it. Yeah. There's no in between.
We're not gonna say no names, but earlier you said somebody called Future trash. Like, come on. Bro.
Chevy, Larry Huggins.
He said it.
Love, bro.
But my next love to not love, talking about responding, I do not like it when I see celebrities, people with influence, or people with money who respond to people who aren't even close to their caliber. Or it might be because it's trending about you. Meek Mill, him trying to sit there and give his reason to why he ain't gay. You know what I mean? It's just insane to me. It's like, bro, don't even pay that shit no mind. Drop your album, promote that shit, and ignore it.
He drops the album that night, that shit in it. Nobody listen.
Right, the more that you try to defend yourself and say why you're not, the more people gonna look between the lines. So, come on, man. And other people of influence, do not worry about the small naysayers. They have no impact on you. Like, I get that it is cancel culture, but I don't feel like you could be canceled without proof.
I've seen people I'm fans of. After I see the argument happen, I go look at who they're arguing with. It's a person with no profile picture and no followers. So it's like the bots will make people fall for it because it triggers how people react. That's just crazy. It triggers a response. And we live in an age now where everything with celebrity is so in your face that it's hard for them to not respond to anything. They respond to everything.
Yeah. So
moving forward, my next love to not love is going to be people who bring up old stuff to dim the light on new success. Like, at some point in time, you gotta forgive the sin. You gotta forgive the mistake. Or you gotta forgive your own goddamn hate. Sometimes it's not even warranted. But I'm really trying to focus on the people that did make mistakes. Right in the open. We saw it. Can't have no comeback story. How can you believe in God but not have forgiveness in your heart? You know, I think I'm snapping tonight. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, baby. But, you know, on God. 21. Episode 21, man. It's for the love and response. But I just think, you already know, I just really think that, you have to find a way to champion people even if you don't understand the victory at the moment. You got to get out your own way because you're going to block your blessings, always trying to dim the light on others. And that is my love to my love for this episode.
For sure.
Episode you only had two or you only had one? Oh, I bet. So, moving forward, this is where we like to shine the spotlight on great individuals, great companies, great moments in the week, month, year, or our lifespan as a whole. So, to me, the number one trending topic right now as a sports fan, just coming out of March Madness, dirty soda mixed with styrofoam, the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. They are setting the sports world and pretty much the whole media world on fire. You got Juju Watkins, USC. You got Caitlin Clark, Iowa. You got Paige Buchers. I hope I pronounced that right. Is it Buchers or Buch? One of those, Jordan. It's a very different type of B name. But you know, Paige out of Connecticut. And you also got Flau'jae Johnson, Angel Reese, LSU. And you cannot forget, even though no individual name ever stands out off their team, the undefeated South Carolina, led by Dawn Staley. So the other night, the LSU versus Iowa game had the highest ranked, I don't think program ever, I think just college sports, ever.
More than NBA Finals.
That is crazy. I don't know if it was all sports. I think it might have just been college, but if it was all sports, which it could have been, I think it was like over 12 million viewers. Bro, that is like amazing it's amazing for any sporting event, but for the fact that women basketball is now on this level. I remember Kobe, before he died, his entire initiative was pushing his daughter and pushing the game of women's basketball. Like after he retired, that was one of the main things he was on. And to see, just the universe respond to that. I'm not saying it's just Kobe. It's obviously a lot of things working. The skill level of these women players is one of them. I've seen so many girls dunking in the last few years. It's in the 8th grade, 9th grade. So just shout out to the game of women's basketball and especially the NCAA 2024 Women's Tournament. Y'all look amazing out there.
And for the mind, you just brought up Kobe. Gianna would have been in college basketball. Oh, she was on her way there. As a freshman this year.
It was that long ago?
Yes. She would have been a freshman this year.
Oh, wow, bro.
Just imagine. So that would have really took it to a whole nother level just from the hype of her being Kobe.
Her NIL would have been bigger than Bronny James Jr.
Yeah. So,
seriously.
Man, we missed the gym on that, but we do got some wonderful women's players right now. And I mean, it's not even just NCAA. I think this is great for women's basketball in general.
Facts.
A conversation that still comes up today, even with the success of college basketball, is why women should be paid more playing basketball. And I hope that Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and all of the others can bring that type of star power to the WNBA, bringing them more sponsors outside of NIL deals to really boost them and put them on the next level. I think it's worth it. I really enjoy watching women's basketball as a fan. I've never been this into women's basketball in my whole life. I've even, when me and Buddy watched the game, I had my son there with us,
Right.
both of them, and they was just going in, loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a new generation. I'm happy to see.
Yeah, and speaking on what you just said about it, before we move on to bringing on our guests, I did read something about the WNBA maybe going for their own TV deal because the NBA was about to do one. You know, they're together as a collective bargaining agreement. But I heard that they're about to maybe go for their own TV deal, which I would think increase contracts for players and everybody involved. So I'm all for women's rights. I always have been. Just coming out of Women's History Month, I'm an always champion women, just like it's Autism Awareness Month now. Champion these things, not just at the moment when it's hot. Champion them every day or in any moment you see opportunity to just put the spotlight on these things. And that's why I shine the spotlight on NCAA women's basketball. But I think it's time. It's time to bring on our very, very special guest. It is episode 21. Do it for the love and response. Let's get busy.
Welcome back to the Do It for the Love podcast. This is episode 21.
21.
This is where we dive deep into stories and journeys of inspiring individuals making a difference in their communities. Today we're thrilled to have joining us a remarkable guest who is a force for good in Baltimore, Maryland. As the CEO of We Responders Incorporated, she's dedicated to empowering communities with life-saving skills through her hands-on training workshops. Her journey is a testament to resilience and educating her community, turning humans into lifesavers. Let's welcome Nicole Bryant to the show. What's good?
Clap it up. And the call wherever you are.
Yeah. As always, we enjoy having inspirational people like you on the show, so thank you for your time and welcome.
Thanks for having me, y'all. It's been a long time coming.
Yes. You, I know you filled out your form a while back, so we happy.
6 months ago.
Listen, hey, don't do us like that. Come on now. But it's a pleasure to finally get you here. We're gonna make the most out of our moment together.
For sure.
So we normally kick it off very straightforward, trying to give the people a little, background bio on you. So let's start off very simple. Who is Nicole Bryant?
Nicole Bryant is a mother of 3.
Okay.
I don't know. See,
Oh, you know.
So it's a rundown. So I have a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
I'm a big family type person.
Okay.
But I really don't like a whole lot of people, you believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'm a mother of 3. I work hard. I have 2 businesses, 1 nonprofit, 1 for-profit. I just wake up and get it every day.
Okay, go get her.
So we spoke about, in the intro, I shouted out We Responders Incorporated. So tell us a little bit about your other profession and your other for-profit business and what you be doing out here. How you get into your coins.
Get into the bag, huh?
Yeah,
So my other business is called Hermana Assist. So we work with behavioral health programs.
Okay.
So it's a lot of those in the city right now, and we assist them with their authorizations, they billing. We do the back end work so that they can have more free time to do the things that's needed throughout the day.
Okay.
So that actually picked up really big this year. So it's we have clients coming left and right. So that's really good for us right now.
That's what's up.
Awesome. I'm gonna stay in the who for one more question and say, who inspired you to be a CEO and a creative?
This gonna sound real cocky, but me.
No, talk to him.
I inspired myself because I grew up with a mom who had she's been in the same field my whole life.
Okay.
She's a respiratory therapist, a supervisor at Anne Arundel Hospital, but she's always had a 9 to 5.
Okay.
And I know the dedication to her working to take care of us was, it was from the heart, but the times that was missed because she had to work that 9 to 5. So as I got older, I actually became a CEO once I found out my son was autistic. And once I found out he was autistic, my anxiety was not letting me send him nowhere. So I was I need to be with this boy around the clock. I need to take him to school, pick him up, no daycare. So at that moment, I quit my job and took everything that I was doing and made it a business for myself.
Okay.
Shout out to you, boss.
I ain't gonna let you leave moms hanging and don't throw her some of that inspiration credit. So
No, I'm a shy. No, my mom is a workaholic. When I tell you, I had a mother who worked 7 to 3, 3 to 11. I don't have that struggle story. I never been without lights, never been without food, never slept on somebody else's floor. So I shy her out for that. But I also know that the dedication, the time it took from her giving her time to somebody else. So, it made it real important to be like, how can I keep, what she got going on, but be a little more present. So
I honestly, we've had several guests on our show, obviously, but I've never heard anybody speak on the situation in that manner, because I'm happy Self said that part, because a lot of people could look at that and be like, damn, like, that's how she feel about it. But I took it as like, when it's a lot of the reason why I think this young generation, their response to the generations before them is, we are not doing the same shit y'all been doing. That's how this young generation, whatever one we in, X or whatever, but they don't want to work for nobody. They don't want to follow any path that's already retirement plan. What? 50 years for somebody? So hearing you say that and seeing how you saw it from a child's perspective, that's real talk. I appreciate you sharing.
And there's a lot of people who work that don't make it to that retirement age.
Yeah.
Like the way that the
Kills
world
them.
goes, you don't even make it to retirement. So you putting all this in your 401k and you don't even get to spend it. So
And they replace you in
I
the
just,
week.
what? So
That's real.
So what or who inspired you to save lives? That's a big hefty role to have on your back as a person, to make somebody else's, to be a sacrifice for somebody else, or to be a service for somebody else to keep living. Like, that's a big thing. So who inspired you to save lives?
that one is kind of personal. In 2020, I lost 2 nephews, one from a fentanyl overdose and one kind of aspirated off his bottle at 6 months. My nephew who died from a fentanyl overdose was 1 year old. And it's kind of like those situations are tough situations.
Right.
But I remember when I got the call that my 6-month-old nephew had passed away, or he was on his way to the hospital. He was unresponsive, and I could play my brother's voice in my ear, and my brother was just like, like stuck, and that was his baby, and I'm all the way in Baltimore, they all the way in Raleigh, and I'm stuck. And once I got up, I got on the plane. They had me 7 in the morning. I was in Raleigh by 12 in the afternoon. Caught the first flight, and when I saw him, he was just like yo, like. So his wife did render aid, but it was like him and himself was like, yo, I didn't know what to do, and that I didn't know what to do ate my brother up for so long, and it was like boom, that happened September. 3 months later, my nephew died from a fentanyl overdose at the age of 1, and when we pulled up, it was just like, what happened? And everybody was just like, I don't know, you don't know. So it's like, yo, we really playing with people's life. And he with all these adults, 9 times out of 10, the fentanyl would have still killed him. But who tried? Who tried to save him? Who gave him a chance at, So that made it personal for me. So once I got into that field, I started realizing how many people really didn't know. And it's like, us growing up, we had big brothers and big sisters that looked after us. What are we to choke? None of them knew how to give us CPR. So now today, like you said, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, there's a lot of working moms, there's a lot of working dads, so there's a lot of kids that's home together. And I was like, man, how many of them don't know what to do? So my kids was the first ones that I trained. And once I trained them, I saw that they was actually using it. So I just sat back and was like, look, we can't save everybody, but we can save the ones that we can get in contact with. So I started the movement, and we was just doing CPR first aid at first, and then tragics was happening. Kids was getting killed. I lost a little cousin, and it was just like, all you see is videos. And when you look at these videos, no one is helping. Everybody recording. So I asked a little kid after the shooting we had up in Emerson High School that was out there, and I was like, so why you didn't? They're like, what we supposed to do? So it's like that. These kids are the first ones on the scene when it happened. They are there. They're not scared. They're not running. They're coming back to the scene because they're recording.
Right.
So how about we teach them how to respond? How about we teach them how to apply pressure? So back to the why, losing my nephews, it was like, look, it's something so small. I'm not going to say so small, but they were babies. That just opened my eyes up to how many people in our city, and around them, Annapolis, everywhere, how many people actually don't know how to save each other.
Right. Me being a man of the people and always wanting to wish that there were other people out in the world providing a service or doing something like myself, you can't multiply yourself. But doing a service like what you do, you're literally multiplying your heart, because you're giving the people these vital trainings and these workshops to save a life. So you're putting now people in this position all around Baltimore, wherever you do your trainings, to do some of the services. I just want to applaud you for being that type of beacon of hope to the people out here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, first and foremost, because that was, anytime you lose a family member, especially someone so young, 2 people so young, that can be traumatic, and you took it and turned it into, I'm gonna save lives. I'm tired of losing them. So just thank you for sharing that. You actually answered one of the questions I was going to ask, because I was going to ask you what made you create the Street Responders Program, but a story like that could be a part of it. Is there anything that you would like to add on what made you create the Street Responders Program, or is it a lot about what you just said?
No, so the Street Responders Program is more so for the streets, right?
Okay.
And I feel like, how do we connect with the ones that's not connected to organizations, the ones that's not at jobs? How do we connect with the ones that frequent the streets? So the Street Responders Program is for us to get out there and just talk to the guy that's hitting the packs on the corner, the guy that might do the shooting tonight, or the guy who might just frequently walk up and down the street that can get caught in a crossfire. So it's like, if we go out here and we teach them, the ones that's in the streets, how to save each other. And they be like, well, they don't want to listen. You'll be surprised how many guys be like, yo, for real? And it's like, if you about to go do what you about to do, understand that one of your friends can get shot. Or do you got your tiny kid? Do you know what to do to make sure he make it home tonight? Not that we promoting it, but in reality it's going to happen, you know? So people are going to get shot. People are going to get high. Do you know how to actually revive someone, give Narcan, give CPR? So it's important in today's time, because these things are out every day. Life.
You're teaching true skills, and I just want to say, Stella already said it, but I just want to piggyback off it. What you're doing is so valuable and essential. It's super selfless. It's at the same time, it's so important, and I can tell that you really care about it. So, thank you.
Being from a city like Baltimore, where it's known for a lot of crime, a lot of deaths, you spoke on having a few personal deaths in your family. That could play on the spirit. So, what role does faith play in your life, and how has that contributed to your success or your growth in what you do?
Oh, wow. It is a lot to bear, but I think growing up in our city, I accepted death a long time ago, right? And I know it's a part of the process. We all on borrowed time. So I guess once I learned to realize that it's gonna happen, it made it easier to bear. I sit here at 34. I done been to over 57 funerals in my life. Out of 57, 20 being personal. And not around the way like family personal. So even with just losing my dad, I've been doing this since 2020. My dad OD'd in January from a fentanyl overdose. Thank you. And it's like, it got me. I was emotional, but it was like, now you gotta go harder. And even in that situation, I recall getting a phone call when my dad was when they found him, and I'm stuck because I didn't think about CPR. And I teach CPR. So it's like, probably because the paramedics is here. So when they called, I'm like, give the Narcan, give the Narcan. And when they like, he not responding, my mind never said, give CPR. I'm like, where's the Narcan? I gave you a Narcan. Yeah. So I just say, even in the midst of losing him, it comes with the game, And I feel like it's a purpose. God do everything for a reason. And I look at the battle that my dad had of addiction my whole life that made me who I am today. This is why I care. This is why I sympathize with people who struggle with these battles. So, you give all praise to the Most High, and He keep me going. Sometimes I be like, how? I don't know how. I can't even tell you. But I know that it's a purpose, and it's gonna make sense at the end. So I can't question why, but I just know, I just take I take my lemons and make lemonade.
You got a purpose.
If you're from Baltimore and you watching, I hope that this story gives you hope, because like I said, I can only imagine being from a city like this, or Chicago, or any city where you just see so much death and different things around you. I know for myself, anytime somebody's died, it makes me question, why it happened, or was this supposed to happen, or if there is a God. So use Nicole as an example of why you should keep believing and keep being strong and keep going.
And it make you move a little. Like, people say why, but I look at it like, man, it just showed me that my time could be tomorrow, so I got so much I need to do. So the why that I could put him, why him? I never asked why. I asked why that was his battle. And again, I feel like his battle birthed his 3 kids, So I'd be like, why was that his battle from day one? No matter how hard he tried, it took him out. And I know that he had so much more to offer other than that, but that was his story, and that's how it was written. And I tried to change it, but it wasn't for me to change. It was for me to accept. And although I didn't accept it until after he was gone, then I sit back and I appreciate his struggle. I appreciate his battle, because it made me fight, So it's a lesson in all of it. And I just say, hold on and don't take it lightly. It could be any of us at any moment. So you got to know how to make the best of every day.
Does anybody ever complimented you on how you can make a deep situation sound so light? You speak very lightly, you know. I just love the way you are. You're very transparent, and everything you're speaking of is actually really tough topics. But I'm just giving you, props, complimenting you on how just it flows. The way you speak on it seems so effortlessly, and obviously when you've been to that many funerals and growing up in a city like this, it's actually routine for you at this point in your life.
And that's the sad part about it, though. I think the part that I don't like, like you say, you love to not love. Mm-hmm. I don't like that it's so normal, right? And I don't like that we're so numb to it. So now it's like, yo, such and such, and I be like, Dad, for real? All right, let me know the information when it comes about. It's not that shock no more.
Gotcha. So I have a couple more questions. How many more did you have, Sal? Because I don't have to ask both of them. I can ask one, and I'm just gonna do.
I'm going with the flow. I keep questions on.
I was gonna go with it first because I normally know what I'm gonna ask, but I'll ask you: do you want my what or do you want my when? My what question or my when question?
Your when question.
My when question. When did you create Millie?
Oh, Millie. So let me tell you about Millie.
I see that smile way I'm about to break up. I'm gonna make a black woman blush tonight.
Listen, Millie is my grandmother's name, right? Okay. So when I sat back and I came up with my organization, I knew Millie was going to be Millie from the beginning. Okay. I know what she was going to do.
You got to break it down.
Yeah, tell people who Millie is. Because I did my research on
her.
So
Millie is my husky. She's my mascot. And Millie is just like, when you look into a husky, she's this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed person. And she brings the joy in the sad situation. So what we do is we try to prevent situations that may not always be preventable. But with Millie, she's just like this happy, smiling, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed husky, and she just reminds me so much of what my grandmother was. So I named her after my grandmother. So now I have two. I have a Millie and a Willie, thanks to Sal, because he made me a girl and a boy mascot, so I had no choice but to get two. So I actually had the guy before my dad passed away. So in the past, since I named him Willie, he never had a name. So now I have Millie and Willie, and yeah, she's named after my grandmother.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I see the tours coming this summer for people that want it. So I just had to, when I saw that on your page, just trying to write the episode, I was like, that's just dope. But like I said, and you jumping off the screen. So now seeing that and actually hearing how you speak about it, that's exactly how I read it and looked at it when I was coming across your page. Yeah. So thank you for sharing.
And it's crazy because you're speaking on a tour. I'm actually going to 4 locations in Philly when I do my tour. And I actually met the guy at your event.
Oh, really?
So the kid, Manny 215.
Yeah.
Shout out to Manny. When I tell you a kid that's so bright, talking to him, I'm thinking I'm talking to somebody older than me. But we spoke. I'm actually started the process of reverting to Islam, and he played a good part in the information in that. But he walks and he stands on his toes. Like when you hear somebody talk, it's like we always say. We listen to respond, but he talks so that you just listen. Like you don't even be having nothing to say. But with that being said, I went and spent my weekend in Philly last weekend with the kids for the for their spring break. But I was able to chop it up with him, and we're gonna go on tour. He have I Wish I Knew. He have his own tour going on. So I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna collaborate with him. We got some sponsorship through DTLR. So definitely, and I'm coming back out there with y'all. Okay. I spoke with Corinne, so I'm coming out there for my tour as well. So
busy and booked.
Busy, booked and busy.
It's dope because when I recommended you for the event, not only did I know you would be good for the Gun Violence Prevention Weekend doing your training there, I just knew that your service is needed around the world. I can't speak for all the other counties, but Anne Arundel County, I personally didn't see too many workshops that were being promoted to our county for that service. So to see you come out, do your thing at that event, and now get more events around the county is dope. I hope it keeps spreading.
I know. Look, I be like, let me get it together.
So Nicole, a lot of people don't give you, I ain't gonna say give you props, but I haven't seen it on the public's platform. You're one of the most stylish females I've seen from Baltimore. So my question is, where do you get your style from, and what's significant about the color orange?
So I wear orange everywhere I go, as you know. Yeah. It's my brand color. Orange just gives that energy. It gives that pop. It's going to make me, like, I'm not a, hey, pick me person, but my orange is going to be like, that's her. Yeah. So I stuck with that color.
My orange.
It's my orange, like, Baltimore accent orange. But yeah, my orange is my, it's me. And when I go into events, people look for that. They be like, I was looking for the orange. I knew you was going to be in here.
It's like a trademark.
It's like my trademark. And I don't know. My style, I think I be pretty simple though. I just put it together and always implement my color.
Simplicity sometimes is the most thing you can do. Is the most consistent thing to do to stand out.
And I don't know if you forgot it or even if you know, but the orange definitely connects with the whole respond and alert.
But you know, when I got it, I never knew till Shalise told me.
Yeah.
So when I actually got the color, I was like, you know, I liked it. I looked up the color meanings for orange and blue, and then I picked my colors like that. But once I got the color, it was like, oh, it's for gun violence, gun violence awareness and stuff. I was like, oh, that's dope. So it kind of made sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is my last question because you've been amazing with this. Like, I swear you might be one of the best who, what, when, whys ever because you're just coming off so quick with it and you can just tell it from the heart. You spoke about it in your intro about what made you want to be a CEO, and it was your child with autism. You speak about having 3 kids. What is it like having to go in between, I'm assuming, 2 typical developing kids and then the 1 kid that needs special attention? I don't know the ages, but I know that sounds like a task.
Yeah, so my oldest she be 16, my middle child is 13, and baby Sean be 6.
And baby Sean is the one with autism?
Yes.
Got it.
So,
shout out to baby Sean.
Shout out to baby Sean.
What up, Sean?
It was hard at first. I guess it goes with me being a person who I'm big on accepting them for what it is.
You respond.
Yeah, I respond, right? So when I realized it, I had the kids that can go to daycare, you go to work. Before I found out about his diagnosis, we tried to put him in daycare and he wouldn't eat. So the lady was like, well, he go 8 hours and won't eat until you come get him. We can't do this, right? So I'm like, well, why won't he eat? And then it's like, all right, so the kid's grandma was across the street. She'll go over there and he'll eat. So I was like, all right. So as the transition from just having that kid that you can just, hey, go ahead, and it was like I had to be his voice. So I had to learn how to understand him. And I had friends that be like, what he said? And I can tell you everything he said because I understand them. I know what a certain cry mean. I know what a tap mean. I know what he do this, that mean I'm thirsty. So they're like, what is he making that noise for? Oh, he wants something to drink. So the difference was he taught me patience. He taught me detail. He taught me how to pay attention. And he taught me how to be quick on my feet because boy, is he quick on his feet. But it was different. It was a job. But I thank God for choosing me because I see parents harm these babies on a regular. So I just thank God that he chose me to have baby Sean because baby Sean got it good.
Gotcha.
When I tell you, baby Sean probably got anything he want. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, he say Donald's, he getting Donald's. But again, that's because like you may know with autism, he can go days without wanting to eat anything. So if he wake up and say, I want pancake and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, my uncle will make some pancakes, so we gonna ride to the store. So it really just taught you how to not be so uptight and go with the flow because he might wake up today and say, we staying in the house, or he might wake up today and put them shoes on and say, oh, we outside. So you just gotta know how to adapt.
It make my heart smile because I know it's a struggle. It's not an easy lifestyle, and like I said, I'm sure your 2 older kids help out as much as they can, but it's hard for them to understand because they're still growing and understanding themselves. So I just know that you're such a champion for everything you stand on, and I know Sean is blessed to have you because the greatest gift to an autistic child is a support system. And when you have that mom, dad, uncle, aunt, therapist, school system, whatever, that really, really rocks with their child and is going to do their best to give them the best quality service that they can, it's a blessing. And like you, I've seen so many people just abuse the situation or not care because they're frustrated and they don't know how to deal with it. It's not easy. So for all the people, like I said in several episodes throughout this month, it's Autism Awareness Month. I'm going to stand on it every episode. Special shout out to the mothers that's anything like this woman and all of the people that support autism awareness every day.
Before we move into our rapid fire segment, I had one more question. You definitely, from your story, you seem like a woman with a real busy life. CEO of a nonprofit, you work a regular business, you have an autistic child, and you have a teenager. How and when do you get a chance to feel fulfilled in your work? I feel like that's big for us people who are busy and have a sense of purpose, but we can sometimes get so busy in our day-to-day that we don't get a chance to relax and just sit and see it all. When do you get a chance to see your work as being fulfilled and it makes you happy?
I think when my availability, when I sit back and see that I can, and I can move how I want to move when I want to move, that's what make it all worth it, you know. So I don't get those breaks. I'm always on go. I think my shower is the best part of my day because ain't nobody with me. I can think to myself. But throughout all of it, when I sit back and be like, I can, like, because I'm blessed to do this, man, it makes it like, what else can I add to this plate?
That's crazy. I'm glad I have found somebody else I can relate to with that, because I thought I was the only one. Like, it be times where I've already showered in the morning and I'm so deep into work and I get to a point where my anxiety up, right? And I just need a moment to think, and I be thinking about like, damn, but I just showered though. But I'm like, that's what I need. Like,
I'm telling you, it be the antidote. I'm telling you, it gets you doing it. Like, you in the shower, all that, man. It's a process. You thinking, your thoughts clear, and I do it with no music. It's just like peace.
Great. I gotta give you a standing sitting for how you handle all of those questions. We thank you a lot for sharing with us.
Now we're moving into one of my favorite segments.
Now it's time for I got Mr. Spitfire over to my right, your right, and it's time for our rapid fire questions for all of our people that's listening just from audio and to everybody watching us. Quick questions. Don't overthink it. Let your personality shine as it already naturally does. And
we respond.
You ready to respond, right? You want me to kick it off?
Go ahead, kick it off.
I'll kick it off tonight. What does the greatest meal ever look like to you? Describe the plate.
Pasta. Just pasta.
Say no more. Meat?
No, just pasta.
Okay. At least you gotta tell me the noodle.
Any, I like all of them.
Penny, spaghetti, rigatoni. See, you gonna tell me like all of them and don't like the ones I like.
No, I can eat all of them. I really
just so it's pasta.
Just the pasta.
All right, bet, let's get it.
Your favorite childhood memory with being in Baltimore?
I ain't got none. Sorry, let me think. Living in Baltimore, my favorite memory in Baltimore, I'm gonna say the fire hydrants.
Okay.
Back in the day, we used to pop the fire hydrants open. The whole block came outside. It was just so peaceful.
Yeah. I grew up seeing that on movies and then finally getting a chance to see it, I think around 10 or 11 years old.
Right.
Man, it
was
dope.
Fire department had to come down there 3 times and tell niggas, stop fucking with the water. Y'all making the bill go up. But
man, we
used
to
the
have a ball. We used to pop it open. They be like, we doing it at 12.
That might have been one of the few things I was like low-key jealous of and always wanted to experience. I was about to sound like Candace Owens and be like, I guess in the middle class neighborhood, we never got those experiences. But no, for real, it was like, what was that? The Spike Lee joint. Was that
Crooklyn?
Not Crooklyn, the other
They
one.
did it in Crooklyn.
They did it in Crooklyn, but the one with the radio and Martin and all that. Like that scene when they like doing that with the Jordans on, like it's classic. Okay, so my next one. I stole this from other shows and other interviews I've seen, but I switched it up a little bit. So we gonna call this husband, side piece, best friend. You ready for the names?
Go ahead.
Husband, side piece, best friend. Before I say one of my names, I gotta make sure you watch it. Did you watch OG Power?
What is that?
Power, the TV show.
Oh yeah, I watched Power.
All right, bet. So, husband, side piece, best friend. Drake, Amari Hardwick, Ghost, or LeBron James.
Okay, my husband's gonna be Ghost. My best friend's gonna be Drake, he a little soft. And my side piece is gonna be
King James.
Yeah.
Savannah, you got your first threat on your podcast, baby girl. I see you about to launch one. She coming for the king. All right. Yeah. I like that. Good answer. Good answer. I don't disrespect Drake like that.
I mean, I ain't saying like that, but we can vibe a little more. He can tell me how my outfit look and stuff.
Nah, them niggas as a friend. You know, everybody think that nigga as a friend is really, you know. All right. Like answers.
Beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Beach vacation. I love water.
Any specific beach in mind?
Clearwater, Florida.
Okay. I like that.
You're a professional.
Yeah, look at
this shit.
We talking about spots in Florida. We got check that out.
We spoke on that.
Like,
we spoke on that. Okay, my next one. I kind of got this from a conversation me and Sel was having off camera. If you could describe yourself with a box of cereal, what cereal would you be?
Rice Krispies.
Okay.
I got it. Your ass is amazing. I love you.
That's it.
Good answer.
There you go.
I like that.
I wouldn't say nothing white about you, but all right, that's it. I like that. I like that.
My next question, what is one of your biggest fears? I think I know the answer, but it could be something else.
The highway.
That's because I'm a friend.
The highway?
I knew it.
Do you know that I drove to Philly on the streets? Yes. I drove to Annapolis through the streets.
I'm reluctant enough to
the streets.
I'm reluctant enough to be a friend of Nicole, so I knew this the first time she told me. I was like, "What? Like you don't drive on the highway?" But I get it.
I stand on it.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
used to drive on the highway. Yeah. Oh, bridges.
And
so
it just made it worse. I'm telling you, I sweat so much when I go over a bridge, and now I haven't been over a bridge since. But I got a project coming up over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and I am not excited about that drive at all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my next question is going to be biggest fashion icon when you were either younger or now.
Mary J.
Mary J. Blige?
Yes.
I love it. You like that white church coat?
Yeah, what? Them thigh-high boots? That's how I come. Yeah, I love Mary.
You Remind Me is like my summer song. Soon as the summer here, I put You Remind Me.
Oh,
I turn into a 35-year-old R&B woman for about 20 minutes. No lie.
Next question. What is your biggest misconception that you think people say about Baltimore or people from Baltimore?
Man, there's so many, man. First and foremost, they think we all ghetto.
Yeah?
No.
A little bit?
We might be a little hood, but not ghetto. It's a difference.
I hear you.
So we might be a little hood, but I think, and then what else they say is like, they think we mean. Like, they think we just always ready to go. They like, oh, you from the wire? Like, no, I'm not. I'm the punk. I think
it's the aggressiveness of people from Baltimore, like just the tone. Because I've met people from Baltimore for the first time, and just the tone, like they talk to you like they know you, and that type of like value. Like, damn, like,
and that's what it be too. Because I be talking like, what are you doing? They be like, I be like, what? I'm just asking the question.
Right.
Like,
I love Baltimore people though. So.
And people already have their own set, of what y'all persona is. So, and it's such, like I always say, even about Annapolis, everybody think we all got boats and live on the water. It's such a broad spectrum in any area you go. Obviously, it's going to be heavily populated by whatever the look may be or the face may be. But it's always people of all walks of life in every damn city.
That's why I always tell people, like, I don't have that struggle story. I ain't living the projects. I ain't had the lights out. I ain't missed no meals. Gotcha. Not saying it in a bragging way, but I was fortunate enough. So when they be like, I be like, yo, I'm the punk. I'm in a house at 8 o'clock at night. I don't know what's happening. So, yeah.
No, I got you. And so my last question for my rapid fire is going to be, what is something you love to do that people don't know? Do you knit?
I read.
Oh, okay. You're a reader. Like novels?
Like, I'm reading a book right now called The Art of Seduction.
The Art of Seduction?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the same one who did the first 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Robert Greene.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right, dope. So, you have any more rapid fires?
I had a couple.
All right, do you?
I wish my man Lil Zay was here because he's very popular for asking this question, but I love it. I wish he was here, but I got you.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, if you had one superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, if I had one superpower, I would read people's minds.
Now, that's a popular one.
I will read people's minds.
At any chance you could get, or just like work related?
Like, I just want to walk down the street and read somebody's mind sitting on the bus stop, like what they thinking. Like, I just want to read people's minds.
About a ride?
No, they ain't thinking about their ride though. They might be on that bus stop thinking about what's for dinner. Like, it's like, I just want to read people's
So you're going to use it for a good purpose though?
Yeah, to help. Like, I want to, there's a lot of people who's not going to ask for help that desire it.
Right.
So if I could read your mind and be like, what's wrong? And they be like, nothing. But now it's in their mind. Like,
don't try that shit on a nigga like Dr. Umar. Watch you, baby girl. Yeah.
See, the problem with our young sisters is...
You're always trying to tap into our mind and not our hearts.
You know why? The black man. So, my last rapid fire question, and Sal can ask a few more if he has them. If you could live in another country, where would it be?
Okay. Right now, I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to say
I don't go nowhere. I love that. You saying on business.
I don't go
what's better than America right now?
Leave me right here.
I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of people say that you can learn things and see things when you go to another country. It's like I saw a clip, and I don't want to make it about...
But you said live, though, right?
Yeah, I would visit, but I don't want to be
But I'm saying you can go live there for a year or 2 years, and then come back and see what's what.
And I say that because I picked up and moved to Raleigh, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for 4 months, and I moved right back home.
Right.
And
the
environment was nice, everything, but it's not home.
No, nothing's home. Nothing will ever be home. The whole point if you ever move away is because, not because you were tired of home, it's because you bought into trying to see something different. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting that. But I totally get it.
I think you answered this earlier, but it might be something else. What's one thing that your kids can ask for that you don't want to do, but you always do it anyway?
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Listen, when I tell you, we can go to Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. And when I try to do everything, like I bought Panda Express home the other day, and you know, Sean's, he a little tall, and he ate it, he said yuck, and emptied it in the trash, like he didn't give it to nobody. He like dinos. I'm like,
They know what they want.
Still got the youngest.
Ain't no need to play games with them. They know what we want.
You ain't had no more, right?
No, I'm done. That's all
My
you know.
last one. You know I had come with pain.
Oh, we fell? Okay.
My last one.
Lord Jesus.
If you could time travel, which historical figure would you want to perform CPR and stop them from dying or save their life? If you could have been there.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. Get your hand out of my pocket. You'd have popped up and just gave me.
I'm just like, no. I'm just like, let me think.
You know what's crazy though that you said that? Well, now that I think back, this nigga's dying. The last time I think about watching the movie, I did think about that. Like they just watched my man just.
I watched him on Godfathers of Harlem, right? I just watched that series, so that's actually how I never seen the Malcolm X movie till like a week ago. But when I was watching Godfathers of Harlem and they shot him up and everybody right there, and I'm like, man, y'all couldn't save him, but y'all just sitting right there like, no, like
that's a series.
Yeah, it's real good too.
I want to see that. So
it's about Bumpy Johnson.
Godfather of Harlem is really
good.
You
watched it? You seen the film?
I didn't watch the whole. I only really watched the first 2 seasons. Really, it's with Forrest Whitaker. It's really good, bro.
So since you said you saw it, right, and you saw the killing part, you just saw Malcolm X too. So which scene was better?
Godfathers of Harlem.
Okay, I gotta see.
It's very well written.
It's really about Bumpy Johnson, but it's so much. It's like 60% about Malcolm.
It show you a lot.
But it show you the street part of it, not the politic part of it. So him being the street guy, him wanting to say to people, like, it's really good. And I think I watched it in 3 days.
Yeah. You're a binger.
Yes.
I skipped one of my questions, but I think the fella's gonna be mad about if I don't answer.
What's the question?
Biggest turn off on a man or a first date?
Let me pick from my list.
The
biggest turn. Look, the biggest turn
top
off.
5.
Let me see.
I think that'll help. Give us the top 5.
The
top 3.
biggest turn off.
Hope you ain't got that damn minute.
I got like 15. Like, listen, no. All right, let me see. What is the biggest one? I hate for a person to touch me. Like, don't keep your hands to yourself.
I think somebody else said that when we asked.
And I mean, like, it could just be your hand, sweetheart. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Don't order my food. Man, don't try to tell me.
Bold.
Yeah, people be like, oh no, try it. No, if I wanted to try that, I'd have tried that. And I'm gonna see. My third one would be like, y'all, I gotta give it to you. I went on a date like 3 years ago, right? And we in 7 West and we eating. I hope you don't see this video, which you might, because he's still malicious. He said, I'd rather sit here and watch you than eat my food. When I tell you that's the last time he seen me.
Wow.
And everybody was like, oh, that's so cute. No. And he sitting here, I'm eating. He was like, well, I'd rather just sit here and watch you. And then my mom texted my mother, like, once I leave, I'm never going to talk to him again. Because that was weird.
What's the over-under on this guy watching this, guys? He sounds like a watcher.
He's definitely a watcher.
The over-under. I think he's going to watch it.
In so many words, I was stuffed.
Don't do that.
Like, girl, I'd rather watch you eat than eat myself, baby. That's how much I love you. And this is Doing for the Love, episode 21.
And we got good news. We got good news about. She just completed rapid fire.
You just completed rapid fire, so let's go ahead and clap it up for you. You did an amazing job. That was great. So, moving forward from rapid fire, we have a segment called Spin the Block, where we can go back and tap in on something that was said earlier in the episode, or if it's a question about either one of your businesses or family-oriented related stuff that you want to spin the block and speak on that we maybe didn't elaborate on or ask you.
We can spin the block on 21. You know, this is our 21st episode.
Okay, the number 21. You spoke about it off.
It's my dad's birthday, the day that he was born.
What month?
January 21st.
Okay.
And he died January 20th. So he kind of died the day before his birthday. But I say that to say everything I do, he kind of be like, I'm right here. So when y'all said the 21, it hit me like, God, boy, you right here with me. So
what's up, Pops?
Yeah, that 21 was definitely dope.
Rest peacefully, brother.
What's up?
21.
21.
Yes, sir. So, sorry. Where we go from there is a segment that we like to call Hidden Gems. I think you've given them the entire episode, as I've already complimented you on being super transparent. But Sal also likes to say some things when we introduce Hidden Gems.
What's a gem that you could share with our listeners about your business or craft? Anything in specific that was like that light bulb moment for you where you might have already been doing it, but you might have been missing that step or missing something important, and then once you found it, it was go mode. Well, what is that one that you want to share with our listeners?
Man, it was that politicking and networking.
Okay.
That was the gym for me. Even down to when I first met Shalise, I had my stuff written out for 2 years. And, you know, Shalise like the mother, you know, like I'm older than her, but I just still listen, like, you know. But she was there like, oh no, you're going here and you're going to talk to these people. And I'm the one who don't talk. So when I look at where I'm at today, I came from sitting in the corner like, quiet. To like, oh, how you doing? My name is Nicole. Let me tell you about me. So I guess that networking part was the best gym for me.
Okay. So I've been through a leadership course, and I've been a speaker to some of the classes coming out. And one of the things that I always tell them about is going through the course is one part, but actually speaking out and being a shining light in the room. How has it been important, or what was the change that you saw being a person in the corner to now being a person that can start a conversation or connect and be a resource for somebody else by you speaking up and not saying nothing at all?
I feel like, you know, at first sitting in the corner, I was such like, what's the word? Like, they ain't know how to take me. Like, can we say hi? Can we say hi? You know, like, right? I was such a mystery. So now I got that smile on my face. They gonna come say, oh, hi, you're so pretty, you know. So I feel like it gave me opportunity to just, you know, listen to what other people had to say and actually share my story, because I talk and just like, it'd be so effortless. Like, what made you start? And they'd be like, what? Why didn't you say that at first? And I'd be like, you know, I tried not to, but I guess it made it much easier. It's like coming out, I was like at here, now I'm here. And then like Shalise tell me all the time, like, Nicole, you don't realize where you at. Go get some workers. Like, you still trying to do the job. And I'd be like, yo, that's really big. So they had people around me to see, like, all right, look, you here now. You ain't right there no more. Act like it. So it's really big. It made me grow a whole lot.
Let me tell y'all a dope story that she not going to mention, or maybe we didn't get time to. So a little bit of spin the block here. I happened to be at an event with my wife, Shalise. And it was something, I can't remember the name of the event, but I know the mayor of Baltimore was there.
The OSI.
And one of his people, I don't know if they was with the mayor or in the crowd, had an emergency. She passed out in the middle of him talking. And who do you think one of the first people responding to help take care of the situation?
Well, pumps on.
Yeah.
Right over there with pumps on.
Too much pumps on.
Always being ready and knowing how to respond and when to respond. So it was just dope being there to see that.
I forgot about that. Look, that's dope. And it's so crazy because when it happened, all of my partners was in the room. So my phone is like, Nicole, where you at? So you had, man, it was dope. And I was right there. So it was
somebody in action. It was dope to see.
Yeah.
So this is, for one, I'm like, got stuck in the moment. Another great story. I feel like you got so many gems within just your natural being. So we'll move into our next segment, which is pretty much, you've been doing it all episodes, but this is our zoom in moment. This is the time for you to leave that inspirational moment message. And once again, I'll shift it to my co-host, who always likes to, line it up to help you deliver this message.
So for this message, just act as if you're looking in the mirror at your younger self, or that young lady that may be looking up to you talking as an inspiration, and just give her that valuable message that you would have gave your younger self.
Lock in.
Man, know your worth and add taxes. That's it, and that's all. Know your worth and add taxes.
I'm going to ask you to break that down a little bit.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Know your worth. Know where you stand. Don't settle. And even if you feel like you stand right here, just ask for a little bit more. Require a little bit more.
You sharp.
But it was good for you to break that down, because I was just on social media the other day, and I seen 2 young ladies at the Drake concert holding up signs that say, "We sold pussy to be here." So you don't want to say know your worth, because that could speak volumes to people like that.
Even you little sex workers.
Yeah, I just had to bring it up, because that's a part of the young women that you helping to lead. So
yeah, so it's like, understand your worth, like, and I can't tell you what to be worth, but know your worth and add taxes. Like, people only want to reciprocate with you. What am I saying?
People only are going to not resuscitate. That's the shit you do.
I know, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Reciprocate what you give out. So just know your worth. Require what you know that you're worth, and
stand on it.
Right. You see how we just broke down the American dictionary and the English language together as a unit? If you ever see somebody struggling with a word, don't laugh at them, help them. Just like you people with the cameras and they ready to save a life, when you can actually be the person that saves a life. So like I said earlier, stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, you dig? So moving from that, we are pretty much getting to the end of our show, but this is an opportunity for you to take off all the hats you wear. You don't have to speak on your business or your company for a moment. Is there anything trending in the world right now or whenever? It's something that just stands out to you that you want to speak on and talk about for like a few minutes. Just anything. It doesn't have to be related to saving lives. It doesn't have to be related to autism.
Puff Daddy.
Oh.
But let me tell you why Puff Daddy though, right? And I'm saying this, a person with a past, life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most times, and I can't say what he did or what he didn't do, and I'm a female, so I'm not denying no one's claim, right?
Facts.
But I feel like most times people do what's popping. Because if Puff Daddy go down Baltimore Street right now and say, I need 3 of y'all, everybody gonna fly to go, right? So I feel like people do certain things, and if they don't get what they expected as a reward, it kind of turns out for the worst. Right. Now, Puff Daddy might have been a little freaky, he might have his little thing, but I feel like a lot of people were willing participants.
Like he spoke about this stuff.
I feel like it wasn't, for real, I feel like it wasn't situations where it was like he came in my door with a gun and told me get on my knees.
Yes.
No, sis, you made this decision. Even when you listen to people's stories, like a guy was saying his story and he was working with him and he quit after 3 months. He quit because he didn't want to. So that's different from the ones who stayed. You made that choice.
Yes.
And even though, they say he was up, he had money, he couldn't.
He's powerful.
Which
all that is true, but you're still a grown up.
But you're still a grown up. And you know how many females we got out here that's doing the same thing from guys who hustling down next to the market, they got ran from their neighborhood. It happens. So we ain't even gonna look at his money. I feel like these were choices that was made.
You're a real one.
And yeah.
I like you. I like you a lot. I like your energy. Because it's so transparent.
Pretty much what she said is go out fighting, don't go out sucking a dick.
And if you're gonna go out sucking the dick, know your worth and add tax. You goddamn right. 21. Oh God, nigga. Oh, this has been such a great episode. I actually have a little trending moment that I want to speak on. And this actually could be my closing, then I'll let Sel close, and then I'll shout out all of our sponsors and everything. But, Sel, I'll piggyback on how you said I gave you the oop earlier. When it comes to first responders, one of the first things I ever think about is the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals staffs that saved Devin Hamlin's life. I'm sorry, is it DeMar? Yeah. Okay, DeMar Hamlin's life. And that's just one of the first things I thought about when I thought about like first responders. And made me go back to last week, or weeks ago, and the Key Bridge. And if it wasn't for Maydays and it wasn't for people responding and listening, we would have lost a lot more. So this episode is all about for the love of response, and I just want to say shout out to everybody that does that work, because we can all be valuable to someone if we want to be. So shout out to all the first responders.
And outside of the show being a love and response, or showing love to the responders, the show is just based about love in general. So I want everybody to try to show more love on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
You start with yourself. Once you love yourself, it'll make it so much easier to spread that love. So love yourself and then love others.
Before I finish it, anything else you want to say?
No.
To the people, you good?
You sure you don't want to wait for them to respond to We Responders? Or
Yeah, you want to leave website?
Y'all can follow me at weresponders.inc on Instagram, and www.weresponders.com is our webpage. And yeah, that's it.
So, you know the vibes, man. Like, subscribe, share, do it for the love, 4.com. You can follow us on Do It For The Love Pod on Instagram. And we got to make sure we spin the block on everybody that was a part of tonight's episode. So, once again, we must say thank you and show big love to our sponsor highlight, The Sandlot DC, and its founders, Ian Callender and Kevin Uncle Scooty. We also want to show more love to our Shine the Spotlight recipient, the NCAA Women's Tournament and women's basketball as a whole. And last but not least, one more time, our special guest, Miss Nicole Bryant. You know me, Eric Buddy Davis, my co-host.
So Spitfire.
Episode 2121. Do it for the love of response. It's been a blessing.